Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about Gladiacoin Binary and their compensation system. Going to be talking to my good friend Remy about how it works, hopefully you guys can understand it, because it's a bit hard to understand for the first time. Hope you enjoy the video. Right, so Remy, the question you just asked was how much you need to earn. So as soon as you earn 0.03, that automatically pays to your Bitcoin account. So you don't have to withdraw or anything. So you've got to make sure that, like when you do the binary, you've got to make sure that you're set up in such a way that you'll receive 0.03 quite quickly. All right. Let me explain how the binary works. I'm just going to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Right, so the binary works. If I scroll down, this is the way the binary works. So just find their plans. Okay. So the first one I signed up with was this one. This one here. Right. So basically, you pay 0.5 Bitcoin. You earn that back within 45 days and then double within 90 days. You get 9% binary earning. So anyone beneath you, all right, so it's set up in a, I'll show you how it's set up in a minute. Anyone beneath you, you get 9% of the total earnings in that leg. So you can have two legs and it always goes to the cheapest leg, which I'll show you when I log in. All right, that makes sense? Yeah. And then there's 1 Bitcoin daily limit. So the most you can earn on this is 1 Bitcoin. If you've only got, if you've got loads of people in one leg, in both legs rather, and you earn them over a Bitcoin, you'll have to buy this one probably every 3 days or something. So what you do is you actually move on to the 4 Bitcoin level, because then you get 15% binary earnings. So you're near enough doubling your binary earnings. An 8 Bitcoin daily limit. So 240 Bitcoin monthly limit. So that means you can earn a lot more. If you've got loads of people beneath, you can learn a lot more before you have to buy it again. And it's 8 times as much as this one. So in actual fact, they probably 8 times that to get the Bitcoin. The only real difference is when you're at that stage, when you earn a lot of binary earnings, is the 15%. So this one, you probably need to buy quicker than this one, if that makes sense, if you get loads of binary earnings. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah, because obviously that's 4 Bitcoin is 8 times 0.5, and you'll be earning more binary commission, so you'd actually have to buy it faster. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just log in and show you how the it does a 2-step login. Why ain't that logging in? Here we go. You have to enter a token, which is pretty good as standard because then it helps keep your account secure. But sometimes it takes a while to get to you. That's the only trouble. Oh, here it is. So each time you log in, that'll send you a code you have to put in. And then quick tour. You got network. This is your binary network. All right, so at the minute, you can see I've got 2 people, right? So this one's me, this one's me. This one's got 0.5 in it. This one's got 0.1 in it. So this one will earn, this one's got 0.5 in it as well. So this one will earn about 0.011 per day. Same as this one. So every 3 days, these two will be withdrawn 0.033 Bitcoins a day, and this one is obviously 5 times less. So my aim would be when these pay out to get this one up to 0.5, so that pays out every 3 days, and then I'll be adding, like I could add you here, add another account there, another account there, another account there. So all the legs are about the same size, so it only pays from your weakest leg, the binary. So if I got upgraded this to a 4 Bitcoin, the biggest package, give me 15% on my weakest leg. All right, so let's say this leg here was doing 20 bitcoins. They were putting in 20 bitcoins a month. This one was doing 10 bitcoins. That would give me 15% of 10 bitcoins, which is 1.5 bitcoins. And that commission's paid straight away. So as soon as this person pays 1 bitcoin, I will see 15% of that 1 bitcoin. The commission isn't on the earnings; it's on what they put in that day, and that goes through. That comes through about my time. It's about 8 o'clock at night. Everything comes through, so you can see here, like this one came through last night at the same time. Now enough as the trader bonus, so you can see a 0.5 Bitcoin account will just receive that every day, and that's as soon as it gets to over 0.03, it automatically gets sent to your wallet. So then you can put that back in however you like. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. So that shows you withdrawals, your Bitcoin wallet. You can upgrade halfway through, which I'd probably not do unless, like, my main one, the main account at the top there, was about to run out, then I'd or I wanted to improve the commissions, then I'd upgrade. But these ones, I'd get to probably 0.5, so they're paying out every 3 days, and that'd be it. Past that, it's probably not worth it. But you've got to remember this one. If you've got an account here, for some reason it's got rid of them. This is my second account. For some reason it's gone to my other account. But if I had someone there and someone there, this would also be earning 9% or whatever of that and that. And if you had one there, that would be earning 9% of that, and so on and so forth. So per day, if you had like 5, 10 deep, you'd be earning at 10%, you'd be earning 100% of whatever that leg is. More or less, depending how deep the leg is and everything else. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
That is more or less how their binary system works and how you can sort of use it.
So for example, if the left leg has 2 Bitcoin and the right one has 1 Bitcoin, then you only get compensated from the right leg.
Yeah,
the weakest one.
Yeah, which is 0.15 Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. So ideally, you want to build both sides equally.
Yeah, what you'd probably want is you'd want to get a strong person this side, help them build, and then a strong person this side and help them build. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the same. In every MLM they teach that.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd want a strong person here. They'd build one side, and then you'd build the other side for them so they earn more. And then this person here, they'd build one side, and you help them build the other so they earn more. So they can either have, so you're building their weak leg for them, or their strong leg, depending on how they go. But if you're building their strong leg, they're obviously going to be earning off the weak leg, which they need to build up.
Is this recording right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shit. Okay, I'm not gonna ask unuseful questions then. But well, I'm gonna. Not unuseful questions, but I'm just gonna take some. I don't know, man. Ah, shit. I just missed the word. Am I recorded as well?
Yep.
Crap.
What about swearing, mate?
Okay. Now I'm gonna ask a black hat questions. I don't know if you want to record it.
You thought, mate. Let's give some value to people, anyone that would watch it.
Okay. Well, it's very black hat. So you sure? I'm gonna go with it. Okay, good.
No, the Gladiacoin knows. Like, that's why they don't worry about duplicate accounts. Every other type of rev share and MLM and things like that only have one account, and I wouldn't tell you, have multiple accounts unless they didn't know. If it against their terms of service, and say no, don't do it, because you'll just get found out and banned. But Gladiacoin don't seem to mind, which is a bit strange, I know. But they don't seem to mind. But that's not sure how many people are using it. But there you go.
Yeah, because if you go really, really crazy with this, let's say I sign up under you, then you sign up under me, then I sign up under you, like 10 times with the same IP. I'm not sure. I don't know if this is going to, if they're going to see that.
No. If they do, they ignore it. Their biggest earner has a lot of accounts.
Okay.
And you've got to remember, like, I don't believe, again, this is a high risk program. Like, people and you should only do it with what money you have spare. Don't use your backup funds or anything like that. This is a high risk program. I don't see it as having any longevity. So you've got to, that's my personal view. Other people might have different views. My personal view is it's not going to last for 2 years like everything else that I'd like to promote.
Oh yeah, yeah. I sure have the same view. I mean, I'm sure that this won't even last this entire year.
Yeah, exactly. So
but in my mind, I'm like, if this lasts 2 months, that's why I was thinking about a credit card, because
yeah, personally, mate, when it comes to,
you know, I was thinking about a credit card to really to really go in with a bang, you know, like 5,000, like bam, you know, to build as fast as possible. And
that's up to you, mate. But personally, I'd only, you know, put what you can afford. I wouldn't put past what you can afford. Obviously, you're a student in other things, so I know that you earn, you know, that you earn okay. But I don't want people watching the video to think this is a surefire bet and you know, go out and spend their life savings, because that's not what it's for. There's other things for that. This is definitely not one of them type of programs. This is something where this is kind of like trading. You know, where you can see a quick win, you trade it, you know, you wait for the pump and then you dump it. So you get in and get out. That's what the way I see this. It's not long term. But again, I don't know their business model. I don't know their business plan. They may have a completely different business model and business plan that where they're trading themselves. They've got a fairly automatic trading system that wins every time. They could last 10 years. But I doubt it, because I doubt there's enough Bitcoins in the world.
Yeah, because apparently that this is how they make their money, right? Yeah, they are trading. They have traders.
Yeah, there are programs, and I do know of people who obviously do trade very well with Bitcoin. I mean, they double their money very quickly. And it could be that one of the people running this have that kind of system, and this just gives them Bitcoin leverage. This just allows them to double Bitcoins fast, or however they're trading. It could be that, but you know, things like this, in my eyes, they're not stable. They're not going to be long term. So it's high risk, high return. It's much like you know, it's much like trading on a currency that's coming up, and then you invest in it and it just goes down. So,
and this could be also a cover that they have, just to cover their business. Like, oh, we're doing trading just to make it just to make the business look legit.
Yeah, it could be. It could well be. So high risk, very high risk, very high reward. This is the type of thing I'd suggest you do with money you're not worried about losing. Not like any money you got set aside for bills or an emergency fund. This is I put spare money in it. Whereas if I lose it, I don't care. I put like 1.1 Bitcoin in. So what's that, about just under $2,000 now, I suppose, today. But
the thing that I'm thinking as well that can, I feel like this diminish the risk a little bit versus other rev shares is, for example, in Triple Threat, that program, you know, I don't know if you.
I wasn't in it, but I knew about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw it, right?
Yeah.
And that program didn't last for long. And the thing is, in order to not get scammed so rapidly, the idea basically is to withdraw as much and as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And in most of these programs, the withdrawals, they take time and they're not automatic. In this one, the thing that I see is
it's very quick.
This is very, very quick. So I'm not gonna say it's less. I'm not gonna say I feel this is way less risky because of that, but this adds some confidence it just adds some level of trust, I guess. Like if the program lasts for 10 days again, then at least if you invest enough to have, or let's say if the program closed after 1 month, then at least you've made 30% back. If I understand, I think no, this is even more than that, 60% back, right?
It's going to be a lot more than that, yeah, if you do it right. Obviously, I don't suggest anyone watching this video to invest in this. That's my personal opinion, because at some point it's going to fail. No one knows when that is, and it could be at 5 p.m. today.
Well, yeah, and when I wasn't
not that I'm a financial advisor or anything like that, but I'm happy to lose the money and test it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I made a video on my Facebook wall when I was in Triple Threat, and I did the exact same thing. I did say the exact same thing. I said a disclaimer, telling people that this is not the kind of stuff that you rely on to make a stable income and to replace your job or anything like that. So
yeah, so it's a case of your timing could be very wrong or very right.
Yep. Now, as a last thing, I guess I think this is pretty straightforward. I mean, there's not much more to know about this.
No, it's pretty simple, mate. There's nothing else really in the back end. That's it. There's not really anything else in the back end. There's nothing to tell you, other programs that tell you how they're investing the money. Do you see what I mean? Like, so I'm in another program that will show you the day's trading that they've done to make a profit and pay you out the profit. Whereas this has just got nothing. There's nothing to tell you how things are done. That
might be a cover again. A cover, just to cover like
exactly. Who knows what's going on in the background? I don't know the owner, don't know too much about it. So high risk, high reward. Not like some other programs where they're in for the long term. Again, I may have this completely wrong. I may have it completely wrong, and they may be a good company with a good owner, but just seeing the withdrawals people are making, they're just completely unrealistic. If you know what I mean. They're big withdrawals. The guy I got speaking to about it made $11,000 in 40 days, and he's tiny. I know someone who's earning 10 figures a day from it.
10 figures? What?
5 figures. 10.
Okay. 10 figures. I was like, oh my god!
Not 10 figures. He'd swallow up the world's income pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's like he won like 100 times the lottery every day. The last thing I guess that maybe some people might want to know when they see Gladiacoin is, some people, they think, how could I use this opportunity? What kind of strategy I could use to make X amount within X amount of days? For example, like a strategy or a team building strategy or an investment strategy, so that I can get, let's say, $5,000 within 30 days. If it lasts for 30 days, of course. But just like how to build, like how many people do you need in your team? How many? I guess maybe an Excel sheet or something like that would need to be made or something.
Yeah, I can make one, but I'll be honest, it's kind of I'm not going to put the time or effort into it, because it's basically lick your finger and stick it in the air with this kind of program. I would, if you're going to put money into it, do what you're comfortable with losing, and that's what I'd say is the best kind of advice. You can make pretty quickly if it survives. But it is pretty much in my eyes, a pretty much pure Ponzi. But I don't know about the company; it may not be, so I can't comment too highly, if you see what I mean. And obviously, these type of programs I don't normally join. I only join because a good friend was saying about it, and I thought I'd test it. And obviously, I've got money to test these things, so to give like people like you and other people an idea what it's all about.
So I think I understand the message here. So the message basically is try it out, but without having any expectations and without making any plans. Period.
Yeah, I think that's the best way. Well, that's what I did. I have got no expectations. If I lose the money, it doesn't matter. And I don't, I don't particularly want to build a team with it because
Okay.
I don't want to lose. I don't want other people to lose money. If I was confident in it, like the other things I'm in, the other coaching and everything else, I'd say I'm confident in it. But it's hard to put confidence in something when you don't know how the whole program is run or anything.
All right, that makes perfect sense, and I don't have any other questions. It's perfectly clear now.
Cool.